students, I'm Angel Bhalirao. I'm studying in Poddar International School in class 10. Today we are going to see question and answers of an English poem. The name of the poem is Fog. But before watching this video in detail, don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's start. Class 10th English First Flight. Poem Fog. Thinking about the poem, page 115. Question 1. What does Sandberg think the fog is like? The answer is Sandberg thinks that the fog is like a cat. Question 2. How does the fog come? The answer is the fog comes silently like a cat in its small feet. Question 3. What does it in the third line refer to? The answer is it refers to fog. Question 4. Does the poet actually say that the fog is like a cat? Find 3 things that tell us that the fog is like a cat. The answer is the poet does not actually say that the fog is like a cat, but he uses the metaphor of cat for comparison. 3 things that say that the fog is like a cat are: first, it comes silently like a cat on its small feet. It looks over like a cat. It sits on its haunches like a cat. Question 2. You know that metaphor compares 2 things by transferring a feature of one to the other. Question 1. Find metaphors of the following words and complete the table below. Also, try to say how they are like. The first is done for a hue. Storm, tiger, pounces over the field, growls. Second, train, snake, long rope-like body. Third, fire, sun, symbol of power. Fourth, school, temple, teaches more values, virtues. Fifth, home, shelter, safety, warmth. Question 2. Think about a storm. Try to visualize the force of the storm. Hear the storm. Feel the power of the storm and the sudden calm that happens afterwards. Write a poem about the storm, comparing it with an animal. The answer is written by yourself. Do it yourself. Question 3. Does this poem have a rhyme scheme? Poetry that does not have an obvious rhyme or rhyme rhythm is called free verse. The answer is this poem does not have a rhyme scheme, as the sentence do not end with like sounds. There is no pattern of similarity in the sounds of the ending words of any of the sentences. Therefore, the poem is written in free verse. Question 4. It sits looking. What is the poetic device used here? CBSE 2012. The answer is metaphor. Question 5. How does the poet compare fog to a living being? The answer is the poet compares the fog to a cat. The silent steps of a cat and the way it sits on its haunches is very similar to the way fog comes and surrounds the city and looks over it. Question 6. What image does the poet give to the fog? What are the similarities between the image and fog? The answer is the poet looks at fog as a living creature and compares it to a cat. The fog moves like a cat on little cat feet and sits on haunches like a cat. Extra questions. Question 1. Difficulties come, but they are not to stay forever. They come and go. Comment referring to the poem Fog. The answer is difficulties when faced by people tend to leave them hopeless and shattered. It takes a lot of courage to overcome any problem and to solve it. If we take a clue from the poem and compare difficulties to fog, we find that just like fog, difficulties also come and go. One need not be hopeless and lose courage when problems come. One should rather think of it as fog, meaning that it has not come to stay but will always leave like fog. Question 2. Nature has many wonders. that people take for granted and never pay attention to. How is the poem Fog different from this perspective? The answer is the poet has taken utmost pleasure in nature and natural phenomenon like fog. Fog is so special to the poet that he cared enough not only to write about it but also thinks of its resemblance with other things in the world. In his close attention to fog, he found fog resembles a cat in the way it moves and sits on its haunches. The fact that such a resemblance was found by the poet shows how connected he is to various things in nature. This poem serves as a motivation for people who take nature for granted to find such interesting comparison and similarities around them. Question 3. What does the poet want to convey through the poem Fog? The answer is the poet Carl Sandburg takes pleasure in nature. He states that when difficulties are faced by people, they become hopeless and shattered. It takes a lot of courage to overcome any problem and to solve it. The poet has compared difficulties to fog. He states that as fog comes and goes, in the same manner difficulties come and go. We should not lose hope and should be brave enough to face problems. Rather, find solutions as difficulties will soon disappear and leave soon. Okay friends, so these were the question and answers of the poem The Fog. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share with your friends, and if you have any suggestions for me, please write in comment section. Bye, have a good day. Thanks for watching this video.